talking to you about how to wire the Arduino. So, see on the left here, this is the first thing you need to know. This is the USB port. So, in TinkerCAD, this doesn't really do much, but if you ever work with these in real life, this is how you're gonna power it mainly. And if you connect this to your computer, this is also how you're going to actually push code onto this. So we'll talk about it a bit more later, but the code is the way you're going to kind of interface with this, kind of control this Arduino. And that's really the way you're going to interact with whatever you wire to it, whatever you connect to it. So let's talk about that a bit more now. So you'll see at the top here, these are your digital pins. Everything from 0 over here to 13 all the way on this left side here. So for all of these pins, they have digital in-out capabilities. So you can have digital inputs and digital outputs. Let's talk about what that means. So in the case of digital outputs, you can output either a 0 or a 1, an off or an on. So for example, if I had a light connected to this, I could either say have that light off if it's connected to this, or have the light on. So there's no intermediate values yet. Yeah, off or on. And the same thing goes with digital input. If you want to have, like, say, a button connected to it, right? A button only has two states. It's either not pushed or it's pushed. The circuit's connected or it's not connected, off or on. So with these pins, you could read whether the button is pressed or not pressed. Now you'll see here that you have this little wiggly line, this tilde here, and that stands for PWM, pulse width modulation. So you'll see pins 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11 all have this same symbol next to them. And that means these 6 pins are capable of PWM. So what that means is if you want to have, say, a light connected to it, for example, and you want to have it not full brightness, not completely off, just maybe halfway in between, you can do that by connecting it to one of these special PWM pins. This will only work with these 6 pins, and setting it to a value between 0 and 255, where 0 is off and 255 is completely on. It's okay if you guys don't understand this now. I will go into a demonstration after explaining this just to show you guys how it works. So go down here. On the right side here, you have your analog input pins. It's important to note that these pins are only for input, so there's no way to get any output out of these pins. But if you're paying attention, you'll notice that the one thing we haven't talked about is how to get input for a value that's not on or off. So let's say I have a knob, so I can slide it around, I can scroll it, right? And it has values off and on, but it also has values in the middle. So that's what these analog input pins are for. So these 6 pins, A0 through A5, anything connected to it, you can read a value between 0 volts and 5 volts. And essentially that works in the way that you can get an intermediate value. You can get a value that's not completely off, not completely on, just in the middle. And finally, on the right side here, you have your power pins. So some of these we don't really need to talk about. They're not really used much, but I'll talk about the main 4 here. So you have these 2 ground pins. Ground is the end of every electrical circuit. So at the end of connecting to these sensors or whatever you're connecting to, you'll connect to either 2 of these ground pins, or there's also one up here if you want to connect to that. You have 5 volts and 3.3 volts. So depending on the sensor that you're connecting to, or whatever device you're connecting to, it's going to need voltage, it's going to need power of some sort. So depending on whether it takes 3.3 volts or 5 volts, you can connect to either one of these pins. So if you want to connect to any of these in TinkerCAD, all you have to do is click on these little like square holes here, and you can click and drag, and you'll see that this wire is coming right out of it. So I can click and drag and then click again to place the wires, and yeah. Press escape to kind of get rid of the wire if you want to redo it. Yeah, so now I'll talk about the use cases of this, the examples. So you can see here, I have a light connected, I have a potentiometer, a knob, and I also have a display connected. So one thing to note is that if you have these things connected, 99% of the time, if you want to do anything, like if you want to control these or read these, you're going to need code. So I have here some code that I've already written, and I'll show you just kind of how these sensors and displays work. So starting the simulation here, you'll see this is plugged in, you're getting power. And now you'll see this light in the top here. This is connected to not just a digital pin, but pin 3, that's a PWM pin. So the brightness of this is slowly going up and then it's going all the way back down to 0. That's showing how not only is a digital pin, it's PWM. So you can control how, like, the variability, how bright this LED is. It's not completely bright sometimes. It's maybe just in the middle. So if that's something you want, connect to the PWM pin. You also see we have this potentiometer, this knob, connected to the analog input. So since it's analog input, that means we can read a range of values from it. All the way to the right here, that's going to be off. You'll see that here, that's 0. All the way to the right here, you're going to see that's completely on, 255. But if I set to a value right in the middle, let's say, you're going to get a value right in the middle, 128. So that shows, you can get any range of values from this. And it's not just like the knobs. There are a lot of sensors. So if you want to have a light sensor to show how bright or dark it is in a room, if you have a temperature sensor to see how hot or cold it is in a room, you can connect all of that to analog input. And finally, we have a special use case here of these two digital pins on the left here. These are SDA and SCL. You don't really have to know like how exactly they work or what they stand for. It's just that these are a special type of way to control devices. So a display is very complicated, right? You have to display all these letters and numbers, and there's different ways to do that, but some displays will have, you can see here, SDA, SCL. So if you ever see something like that, you can connect it to the SDA pins and the SCL pins on your Arduino. And once you do that, there's a really simple way to control these in code. So that's a use case of these special pins around the right here, on the left here, sorry. And finally, you can see the uses of our power pins. So all 3 of these ground pins actually are being used. One for this LCD, this liquid crystal display over here, one for this potentiometer, and one for this LED. And we're also using the power pin. So we have 2 things actually connected into this 5-volt here, the the display and the sensor. And then this light is being powered by the digital. So notice how the power is actually coming from this pin. Analog input can't provide power, so you have to get power from somewhere else. And this power is also coming from here because you don't need to control it. So if you want to control the power, again, use the digital pins. So I hope that helps you guys wire your Arduinos and learn to create circuits in TinkerCAD. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And thanks for watching.